Hello there, and today I'm going to be creating a video discussing all of the drawings that I've made of dinosaurs. This will show them in order of when I first made them to the most recent one I've made. I hope you enjoy, and I would also like to inform you that all of these have been uploaded as shorts on my channel. Thank you. As you can see on the screen right now, this is my first ever drawing. It is of a Spinosaurus. I do all my drawings from reference, and this one was also from one, as you can see here. Below it, you can also see a drawing of a Spinosaur tooth that I also have, which is also shown in a different video. Sadly, the Spinosaurus tooth broke very recently, and I'm very saddened about this, but either way, we are going to move on to the next drawing now. This next specimen is the Carcharodontosaurus saharicus. It lived alongside the Spinosaurus mentioned previously, and it also lived in Egypt, the Sahara, as shown in its name. This is the second drawing I ever made. It's currently in this sketchbook, you can see here. What I find interesting about how you draw it is the legs are very, like you wouldn't think of that, how you draw a leg, like with the bend here. It's quite, it feels a bit deformed, and they could have possibly been a bit more meaty, like possibly here, but the feet were probably a bit different. And I have sort of fixed this in my later drawings. Next, we have the Compsognathus. This was shown in a short that I made of a double-page spread with it and another dinosaur. As you can see here, I did add some stripes from a pattern that was actually on it, which is quite hard to do in black and white pencil as they are often coloured. So all of my drawings that I use for reference are fully coloured, and it may be a bit difficult translating that into black and white. What I found interesting about this drawing in particular was the hands, I think, are like look at those. You've got like elongated middle fingers, whilst the thumbs were shorter and the pinky fingers were sort of left behind, I feel like. The second part of the double-page spread was the Liaoningosaurus, a small ankylosaurid, which, to be honest, I could pull this off as many other types of ankylosaurid if I wanted to showcase them. I could say this is like a Euplocephalus or something, and I could just pretend it was a different size. What I found interesting about this one was also the feet, as this was a quadrupedal dinosaur, not like the theropods seen before. And, I feel like those toes just look weird. That's why I haven't drawn very many of quadrupedal dinosaurs or non-theropods. I also found the head quite interesting, and it's got very defined cheek bones, and also a beak, kind of like a triceratops. Next up, we have the Pachycephalosaurus. This, as you can see, has a large dome on its head, which is actually derives from its name, hard-headed lizard, with cephalo meaning head. What I found interesting about this one was probably the head as well, as I've just mentioned it, but that's mainly the thing what makes it unique and different from the other dinosaurs. It is also a theropodic herbivore, which is not that common. It's less common than other ones, but to be honest, there is quite a few, like Gallimimus and Therasidosaurus. This next one is technically just the same as the last one, except it is the juvenile version, or what is possibly just its own dinosaur, the Stygimoloch. It is, of course, derived from a theory that this is not actually its own species and just a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus, with the horns you can see here actually disappearing as they grow up, but that's just the theory and has been fully proved. What I think is quite interesting about this drawing in particular is the horns. I loved these horns, and also the face in general. I loved this bit above the eyebrow, and even here you can see the ankle standing out from the rest of it. To be honest, this drawing is just everything I love. Also, this is my favourite dinosaur. Next up, we have the Baryonyx. It is a Spinosaurid that derives from the UK, where I live. It is quite unique in that not many dinosaurs that are quite big or this unique come from the UK, as Spinosaurus comes from Egypt and the other Spinosaurus tend to come from South America and stuff. So this one's pretty unique, as Europe was in islands for quite a lot of the Jurassic and possibly Cretaceous periods. What I find interesting about this is, of course, the head, but as seen on like all Spinosaurids, I swear their necks are so strong. Look at how tall that goes. And then like it's also got this down here. Regardless of that, it's also got really strong claws on its hands. And I love this position of the feet back here. It looks like it's really leaning forwards, about to like charge and get its prey. This next one is a Therizinosaurus. It is one of the feathered dinosaurs, which makes it very unique, the only one that I've actually ever done. And it's also a bipedal herbivore, which I mentioned with these Digimon Compactcephalosaurus. I liked drawing the hands especially on this one, not just for the long claws, but I felt like the big shaggy fluffs of feathers are just, yes. I did mess up the feathers a bit everywhere, but here, which I really like that. And I also think the head was pretty good as well. The patterns were nice, but I still did mess up a bit with these ones here with the long black feathers. But overall, I think it's pretty good. This next one's a classic, the Allosaurus, one of the most popular dinosaurs there is, except I chose to do the Jurassic World version of them. And don't worry, I have done another one, and it is more realistic than this. But also, there's another problem with this one. My friends actually pointed this out to me, but this area, the tummy, is actually less wide than the tail, which is really bad, and I should probably fix that, but I can't. What I liked about this was probably the eyebrows here and the spikes that go down along its back. One other problem is that these knuckles and joints in the hand were really frustrating, and it felt weird drawing them. This is the realistic Allosaurus. I like this one more than the other one, I must admit, and I did get the body size proportionate to tail size correct on this as well. One thing I found hard about this was also the hands. It took me a while to get these the right size and get all the connections right, even though they were, simple. And every time I drew this hand, it felt like it was the wrong way round, and it looked like I'd drawn my dinosaur wrong. I really like the head shape on this, but I kind of messed up with the shading at the end. But the eye on this is really sick. And can you see that? That's really sick. And same with the eyebrows it's got here, like the horns on top of its head. It's also got a pretty strong neck going in an upwards angle there. And that's pretty much all for this one. Okay, we're getting to a really good one now. This is my Jurassic Carnotaurus. This took quite a while, but it was worth it. I did this first one in a pose position, and it just came out so much better than I would have ever believed. There is one problem with it that I'd say is that I didn't fit it on the page. Oh my gosh. The toe is just cut out the slightest bit, but it's fine. The other ones have all their tails cut out anyways, but this one doesn't. It's an end of a tail. You never see that in my drawings. What I liked about this is I didn't do a flat on shading either, with this side being darker than this side on the feet. And also I liked the muscles I put in the neck and the darkness on the face and the eye really well. Man, I love this drawing. This was just a title I did for a YouTube short showcasing my 3 Jurassic dinosaur drawings that I'd done at the time. It's decent, I'd say, but I did get the skeleton at the top a bit wrong, and also the lines aren't fully curved in the top. So it's pretty good, I'd say, but, it's mid. This is the final drawing, and I actually drew this one today, and I'm really proud of it. But there's one problem with it. These hands, oh my god, these boil. Why are they like that? Why are the joints like that? Why are they bent so much wrong. Also, the inside of the mouth was kind of hard for me to do, and it still does kind of look wrong with the teeth and stuff. But overall, I really like how it came out. And also, the hook and the claws on the feet. Yes. It was originally meant to look like blue, and you have the stripe here, but I kind of failed on that. But I think I did pretty good overall. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and this is my longest long form video that I've done so far. I'm not very proud of it. I did no script. But anyways, if you really did enjoy the video, I would request that you maybe like and subscribe, but no. Well. And bye.